Kidogo was in California and caught up with Gregg Marutzky, the lead evangelist of the Antelope Valley Church. Their small sister church in Bakersfield had recently asked for help.
Our church has been supporting the Bakersfield church for many years, and the couple that was leading the church got to a point where they decided to move, and it left a ministry position open there.
With only a few dozen members, the church had 3 couples ready to interview for the job, but they all turned it down. Farther south in San Diego, Dr. John Oakes was a retired college professor who led an international teaching ministry. He and his wife Jan had never served as evangelists. Dr. Oakes saw Gregg Marutzky the next weekend at a teaching conference.
For years, as I go around teaching around the world, I've tried to tell people who are empty nesters entering their retirement age, this is when your ministry should really start cranking.
And indeed, when Gregg Marutzky asked him to interview for the position at the small church, John walked the walk of what he taught.
The church in Bakersfield, the bottom line is they couldn't afford to pay what they really needed, but I got some retirement income they could afford to pay, and I felt like I hadn't really thought of leading a church. It never entered my mind. If I'm true to being a disciple, I needed to consider doing that. And so I said, sure, I'll interview. Honestly, I kind of had a feeling if I interviewed, they'd offer me the job.
One thing led to another. They decided to move to Bakersfield, and they got hired.
They want to have a team ministry. They want to be a church that has an influence on their community. And so that became the agenda. I said to Jan, all right, campus, teens, but we can't do singles ministry. There wasn't really hardly any singles in the church to build it on. So one of the leaders said, why aren't you doing a singles ministry? So 2 weeks later, we had our first singles devotional. We've had 3 singles baptisms. And I'm telling you, it's the Holy Spirit. The attendance in the church has gone from like 35 or 40 to 60, 65. We've had several people who had left the church come back. We've had baptisms.
The faith of the church has just been revived, and it's really an exciting time right now.
The skills that we learned in whatever 30, 35 years in the church are being used, but they're being multiplied. And nothing could be more satisfying than that.
And that's some great news from our Pacific Southwest family of churches.